What is up? Welcome back to Softcore History. I am your host for the week, Rob Fox, joined as always by Dan Regester.
Always a pleasure to be on your show, Rob.
So happy to have you here today. Glad you could make the time.
You know, I'm always going to clear my schedule for you, Rob. You come calling, I'll come running.
You're a sweetheart like that.
You ask me to jump, I ask how high.
I asked you to wear that shirt today.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, but I love it.
Old school Florida Panther shirt.
He's been very proud of it. He's jumped ship on his hometown team.
Yeah.
And he's now Florida Dan.
What's the point of loyalty?
It doesn't pay.
Especially in sports.
That certainly
Why am
pay.
I investing time in a bad team?
Or a team that has no chance in winning.
Mm-mm.
Like
Especially for like the last decade.
Like your college football team.
No thanks.
Yeah. It's dumb. Let's all go be. I don't want to be an Ohio State fan. Let's all go be Tech. I don't want to be a Texas fan. I don't know. I'll find a good one. There's some. There's some that are like the cross is too heavy to bear. I can't do it.
It's also low effort. I'm not going to actually like check in on what their off-season moves are.
You check the standings once a month.
I just want to wear cool swag.
Yeah, and that's
cool logos.
Some solid shit.
I might honestly. We didn't miss in the 90s. I might just
With logos.
only wear exclusively 90s sports gear.
Really, just stick to Florida, and you're good too. Florida was crushing in the 90s.
Oh, the Devil Rays?
The Devil Rays, the Teal Marlins. I mean, just beautiful. The Magic, Shaq Magic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're talking gorgeous.
I can only think of really one better logo in the NBA, and it's the Charlotte Hornets.
The Hornet dribbling the basketball.
Yeah. No better starter jacket than the Charlotte Hornet.
I feel like that's the type of jacket you would get beat up for in grade school. Not because they were like, fuck you.
People
nerd.
would want to steal it.
Yes. Yeah. So you wear that. It's a risk, but you look good.
I had one.
In fact, speaking of the Philly abandonment, isn't that what Mac is wearing in the episode where they're
Probably
high schoolers?
Yeah.
He's absolutely wearing like a neon starter. I swear to God, it's a Hornets.
Everyone wanted their hands on it.
A lot of Larry Johnson fans in the 90s. Plus they had Muggsy Bogues.
Yeah.
So it was, yeah.
It's a better time. The 90s were just a better time.
They were.
It was the peak of like not just America, but humanity.
You know why I like the 90s, especially before we get on topic here, is that people didn't call me sir.
How many times have you gotten sirred?
About 100 times last night.
I'm okay with sir.
So we had people.
At least you're not getting hit with boss.
Well, boss is, I think,
the most disrespectful
demeaning,
thing.
yeah.
But the younger generation seems to gravitate to boss. Every time, I'm getting my coffee or I'm at the gym checking in, somebody hits me with like, thanks, boss.
Yeah.
Like,
it's what you tell like an old man. You know what I mean? To make him feel.
I would never hit anyone with boss. It's like fight on sight.
To make him feel strong. You know what I mean? He's like, I just want my bagel. Here you go, boss. You're killing it, dude. And then he just walks away, and you're like, fuck, that guy's going to die tomorrow.
I got to swing on you.
Yeah.
You drop boss me, I'm swinging.
Yeah, we had people over. I had my aunt and uncle and my cousin and her boyfriend over last night because my sister was in town for food, and then they have to hang out with the kids and stuff like that. And my cousin is 20, and she brought her boyfriend, who is also 20, and he's a good southern little frat boy.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him a lot, but
reminded me of myself back in the day.
He did not. No, he's much better looking and cooler.
I want to be him.
Tanner, taller. Yeah, no, none of that didn't. In no way was I reminded of myself.
I accidentally opened the bathroom door, so got a glimpse of his hog.
That's what the cameras are for. It's the amateur hour.
Yeah.
While we're in production.
Even that, no deficiencies.
But he just kept being like, oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, totally, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, no, thank you, sir. Like if I offer him a drink or something like that. It was painful.
Yeah, despite your appearance with the backwards hat, you are 40.
39. But yeah, 40 for all
just
intents
accept
and purposes.
it, man. My body's breaking down too. I'm joining you.
I was just like, God damn it.
I'm becoming the old guy at the gym.
You are the old guy at the gym.
There's older guys.
You hang sack now?
No, not yet. That's like corpse level at the gym.
I can't wait to do it. I can't.
You have to be at least 60 to just, hang sack the entire time.
Yeah. Just sack over the bench.
Oh, it's got to drip on the bench.
Yeah. It's just going to, oh, man. I don't even go to a gym, and I will join a gym when I turn
just to hit the sauna.
to do that. 100%.
Sauna, steam room, hot tub, and then droopy balls on the bench.
Yeah. Well, today
I think that's the old man cycle at the gym.
it is. The workout, half the workout is just picking your balls up.
Because they're so heavy.
Yeah. That's really all it is. Get that core strength in. You got to lift with your legs, you know what I mean?
Just not giving a fuck is the workout.
Well, today we have a topic that is slightly related to modern times.
We've really only done a lot of modern episodes recently.
Have
not really, except for the Patreon, patreon.com/softcorehistory,
we did some
where
ancient
we've
stuff
done
there.
some ancient stuff. Yeah, the main feed's really just been a lot of, last 200 years,
This is another one, but it's relevant.
which you used to chastise me and Jake for doing.
Sometimes you're on a crunch to write, and you got to just take the best one you've got in your list and not do a deeper dive into, like, look, I did a
For
deep
the sake of doing a deeper dive.
I did a deep dive on this episode, but like a lot of times, if I have more runway to write, I will read around for like hours and to find something interesting. But today I was like, I got to go off my pre-list that I just like stack shit into to like when I need a topic. But since there's war on the horizon, war is upon us.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Or, it's a one-off.
Probably not. Yeah. I grew up speaking of the 90s, my entire childhood, like, I swear to God, once a year, it's like Bill Clinton bombed Iraq again. It was like constant. Because there was like a no-fly zone or some shit. But today we're talking about a prophecy of war.
From?
This is a we're getting it from both ends here. This is a DP modern times equivalent here. From Pope Leo the 13th.
Okay.
On October 13th, 1884.
Another prophecy of the popes?
Yeah. Pope Leo had a vision. A dark vision. A troubling vision.
The build-up, the anticipation.
So Leo, for those who don't know, Leo the 14th, the current pope, specifically picked his name because of Leo the 13th.
Okay.
Because of who Leo the 13th was. So there's a direct line from the 13th to the 14th. So Leo the 13th was well known as like an intellectual pope, a very sciencey pope. And he was a bit of a reformer in terms of like, we need to put the Catholic Church in the lens of modern times. Like, we need to address modern problems. If you remember at all what's going on in 1884, it's the Gilded Age. We're in
modern problems require modern solutions.
Modern Catholicism.
Yeah.
It's the Gilded Age. The Industrial Revolution is fully, I mean, it's almost over at this point because everyone's industrialized. And you've got a bunch of shit going on, like workers' rights. Obviously, we talked about that in the anarchist episode. That was a big thing the anarchists were in on, was workers' rights, fair wages, safe working conditions, unions for the factories.
A union man.
Yeah. Your dad would have loved Pope Leo XIII.
Maybe. I don't know if, he was a part of the union. I don't know if he ever
enjoyed it.
Really rode for the union. Like, when they went on strike, he wasn't, blowing up the rat.
Right. He was just like,
with the picket signs.
I'd rather just be at work right now. This is fucking terrible.
He didn't have a smartphone until, 3 years ago.
God bless that man.
Because the union only, supplied flip phones.
The union he was probably forced to sign up for.
Yeah. Paid dues into.
They were like, congratulations on your job. Now, this is your taxes. This is your union taxes.
But I do like kind of like a low-level guy that runs his own fiefdom.
Yeah.
That's what a union is, like a union boss. A boss Tweety.
Yeah.
Type.
He's almost like a feudal lord.
Mm-hmm.
Like a minor one.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He has his own little fiefdom.
Yeah. And he runs it with an iron fist.
He does. Not my dad, obviously. My dad's a pawn. But
Right. Their dad is that his biography title, The Reluctant Pawn?
The pawn that would go forward.
It's like, go. All right. Fine. So Pope Leo was really in on making sure the Catholic Church was getting involved in these new emerging things, but he was not like socialist or whatever. He was because he hated communism, because obviously communism and socialism were atheist, so can't have that. So he did reaffirm, essentially, he was anti-socialist. He affirmed the rights to property and free enterprise, but he was also against both socialism and what was really going off at the time. Socialism didn't really start bucking until the 20th century, but what was really going off at the time, which we always also love to talk about, which is just no rules capitalism.
Yeah.
Like, put the babies in the factory.
They yearn for the mines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have those photos of the chimney sweepers that are about 4 years old. It's because they can get in those small little crevices and climb up.
My favorite picture, one of my favorite historical pictures of all time, we should probably have it like in our header even, is it's from St. Louis, of course, and it's these 3 newspaper boys. I mean, the oldest one has to be 10, and they're just ripping heaters.
They should be.
Man.
That's
And
good
then
American tobacco.
What's funny is, like, they're doing, like, you see a picture like that, and then you'll see people be like, why do kids look so much younger nowadays? Is it a hormone problem? It's like, no, look at these fuckers.
They
were
ripping
10.
2 packs a day.
Working in the sun.
But you need
ripping filterless cigarettes.
You need that nicotine. It's a nootropic. Keeps you up. You're doing 17, 18-hour shifts.
Yeah. That might be why we look younger today.
No sleep.
Yeah. Like,
Sorry they cared about grind culture back then.
You go look at that quarterback. Who's that pick? There's the other one, like the quarterback who's younger than me. He's like 37.
For the Raiders?
Yeah. He looks fucking 80.
It's a better time. Although, like we say, the preservatives in the food are preserving us.
Microplastics keep you young.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize this. And people are like, oh, they hurt your fertility. Wrong. My loads are fine. And I am as full of microplastics as anyone.
Yeah, my tea's fine, dude.
Yeah.
It's in like the 700s right now.
It's called evolution.
Just, keep your gains up.
Yeah. If the people who get hurt by microplastics are not evolutionarily meant to continue their bloodline.
No.
So another interesting thing Leo did, and you're going to like this one. He wanted the knowledge the church had to go out more into the public as well. So he opened the Vatican secret archives.
Okay, I like this.
To researchers. Didn't go to God's prison cell.
No.
Kept that.
Well, some secrets are meant to be secret.
Yeah. For those who don't know,
can't unravel everything.
We have a theory that
working theory.
We believe wholeheartedly that God is chained up beneath the Vatican with silver.
A silver cage. You can't get out.
Yeah. Very Magneto style. But he's not like Magneto serenely playing chess. Like, he's a raging beast. Think like King Kong in the ship. You know what I mean? Just furious. Wants to get out.
But there's also some type of device that's taking power from God.
Yeah.
It's like from his head, also his chest.
Powering the Vatican.
Mm-hmm. It's honestly powering Europe at this point.
Weirdly, it's not clean energy.
No, it's only coal.
You would think, but God runs on a coal furnace.
But, they spin it into electricity.
Right.
Then it becomes green, right?
Yeah. So he also founded, Leo did, the Vatican Observatory to, quote, so that everyone might see clearly that the church and her pastors are not opposed to true and solid science.
They were transparent.
Whether human or divine.
For like 3 years.
Yeah, so he wanted the papacy to seem modern. He wanted to seem friendly with science because obviously there was a couple hundred years where the Vatican was not super stoked on someone being like, the sun, I think, is the center of the solar system.
You fucking idiot. It's the earth. Everything revolves around us.
The earth and the turtle it rides on, you piece
all
of
the way
shit.
down.
Yeah.
Yes.
You motherfucker.
And we will kill you if you say otherwise.
Dude, you know what doing that accent reminded me of right now? You know what my bitch wife said to me last night?
What'd your bitch wife say to you, Rob?
I was doing we were talking about F1 weekend in Austin because I was telling the 2 kids that were there about like just going out in Austin.
It's going to be interesting this year with all the Persians.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no. Don't go out that weekend.
No.
Be on high alert in Austin.
But I was saying, like, one of the things I was just talking about is I was just like, it's funny how, like, going out in Austin on F1 weekend because Austin's, like, sort of like a fun bar town, People are like, hey, people are friendly. But, like, F1 weekend, You get like Russians in there, and they're like, "Girl, give me vodka, bottle of vodka, no tip. You're not pretty enough. Send pretty one with vodka. You're not pretty.
Sure.
Don't send man with vodka. That's sad man. Sad man work a bar."
Where's this going?
I did that voice, and my aunt was like, "I can't believe he just went into that voice. That's so good." And Courtney was like, "Is it?"
Any type of compliment you received,
Yeah.
just immediately crushed it.
Yep. She goes, "Is it?" It's like, what is wrong with you?
If you're with somebody for so long, all those, things that initially attracted you to them, or, maybe you thought were funny at first, they become the bane of your existence.
Yeah. I just looked at her like, this is all I got.
This made you laugh years ago.
This is all I got. This is the only talent I have in this world.
Now you want to stab me.
Mediocre accents that I do on a podcast. How are you going to say that to me? Come on.
Now you're second guessing yourself.
All the confidence is gone. All of it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that 300 voice for the next sketch. No faith.
It's like this check right here pays for our mortgage.
Kinda. So yeah, Leo, he moved the church back into the mainstream. They're kind of flagging as things got very modern in the 19th century. He was also considered a great diplomat, improved relations with Russia, Germany, France, Britain. And this is fun and apropos of maybe nothing, or maybe apropos of what happened. Maybe it influenced what happened. I don't know. But Leo was a big fan of cocaine wine.
It's a modern spin on an old school delight, like lead wine.
Yeah.
That's ancient as it gets.
It was a Coke-infused wine tonic. So it was like a wine cooler with cocaine in it.
Cocaine was in everything back then. Medicine.
Yeah, but he loved it. He loved just sipping on cocaine wine.
Obviously. Who's going to have a bad time on cocaine wine?
In fact, he loved cocaine wine so much that he awarded a Vatican gold medal to the wine's creator, Angelo Mariani.
We don't know about this man. He doesn't get enough credit.
What, Leo?
No.
Angelo
the
Mariani.
Creator of cocaine wine.
That's actually true. And this is my favorite part. Pope Leo XIII appeared in an advertisement for the cocaine wine.
Let's go, baby. He's just like, yeah, man, I'm so productive. I don't know what's going on.
I've done more for Jesus in a month than any other pope has.
What if we just start a side business? What if we just do that? We have the Vatican here. That's obviously our main gig. We do that, and then we, maybe we start a bar. We have our own bar.
Dude, we put cocaine wine in church, and they gotta buy it. All the church gotta buy it. Dude, we're gonna fucking rake it in.
Dude, it's church and then a bar, and then after you go to church, then everyone meets at the bar, and then they also spend the money there. Then we collect it, and then we put it into the church, and it's just kind of this revolving cycle.
Come on. Do you like it? Like, I don't know, man. Maybe we should just focus on church. People aren't going as much. No. I'm telling you. That's how we get them back. Just fucking do it. I'm the fucking Pope. So, all of this is to say, leading up to this, that this Pope is, I guess, two things. Addicted to cocaine. But also a very modern, intellectual, grounded type of thinker, right?
Dude always has a bag on him.
He always
but he
has
sprinkles it in.
A bottle on him. He's just sipping it with his sermons. But this is not a pope who is necessarily like into mysticism or what. Like, he's a modern guy, right? So then we come to the vision.
Just love the uppers.
Who doesn't? And honestly, on that job, if you're running a country and you're not on uppers, you're probably doing a horrible job running that country.
Yeah. Or you're, in Latin America.
Well, but they're definitely on upper.
Not all of them. So, all right, Caribbean then, I guess.
Yeah.
Island time.
Yeah. No Jamaican president has ever been on an upper in his life.
Mm-hmm. We get to it when we do.
Yeah. Like, okay, but look around. Hey, man, we're not in an important place. It's fine. It don't matter. We just take the tourism money.
This road hasn't been built for 15 years.
It's just, and all the materials that were for building the road are now blocking the road.
They're spread from all the hurricanes.
It's a really bad. Hey, man, it's okay. Like
Get yourself some rum.
Like
my
I gotta
brother.
imagine though, like South America, like Javier Milei is gassed out of his mind.
Also, if you're offended by my Jamaican accent, I'm doing a Chet Hanks impression.
You're doing the Chet Hanks like Chet Hanks's Jamaican accent.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I can't do Jamaican, so I'll just toss that there right now.
White boy summer.
Yeah, that sounds like Chet Hanks. Not like a Jamaican.
Yeah, I think I nailed it.
Yeah. So, again, this Pope, not a mystic, pretty intellectual guy, very sciencey, all this stuff. So when the Pope, one day, on October 13th, 1884, had just finished celebrating a private mass in the Vatican chapel that was attended only by a few cardinals and a few members of the Vatican staff. This was not a public mass. He suddenly stops at the foot of the altar. And he stands there.
Because of this vision.
Yes. He stands there.
His prophecy.
For 10 minutes. He's in a trance. His face has gone ashen white.
Have you ever been in a trance? Has a trance ever just suddenly hit you?
No, I've never, ever been in a trance.
It's because you're not in the 5D, bro.
No, I don't pick up those wavelengths. And I don't want to pick up those wavelengths.
It would be honestly terrifying.
Yeah, what? You want to just hear other like accidentally see another dimension? Like I got stuff to do, man. I don't have time. I'm a little worker ant. I don't have time for this shit. Don't bother me with this.
People that are like severely autistic are in multiple dimensions at once. So like when they're talking to no one in particular, they're actually talking to somebody else in another
conversing
dimension.
with a fifth dimensional being.
Or a different time.
Okay.
Because time is not linear. Obviously, it's all stacked on top of each other.
I'm going to go with no. That's my personal opinion.
I believe it.
I know you do. And I respect that you believe it. I'm not going to challenge that belief.
It makes sense. Like, who else are they going to be talking to?
They're probably bored by all of us.
Yeah.
So he stands there for 10 minutes, face white as fuck. And those in the church, he seemed to be staring at something. They don't know what, though. Then he collapses and falls into what they thought was a coma. Just goes unconscious. But apparently, according to Leo later or whatever, it was mystical ecstasy. Maybe he was an autist. He got yanked fully into the fifth dimension. Or maybe his heart stopped from so much cocaine.
Yeah. Could just be the Coke. Just so much powder in the room.
Just the incense. I forget what you call it, the little swinging incense thing.
But full of cocaine.
Yeah, just all cocaine.
Fill in the room.
Everyone's just like,
oh, boy.
oh,
Gotta get some more of that.
this mass is sweet. I can't think of a worse thing than being at mass on cocaine.
You'd want everything to kind of speed up.
You'd be like, come on.
Yeah.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
I get the homily.
Yeah.
We get the point.
I got it. Be good. Wine. I need to slow down. Get me some wine.
Give me
Holy
the cracker.
shit.
Cracker, please.
Yeah. So those standing by rushed to his side, and they found him alive. But the Pope looked scared. Pope looked troubled by what he had seen and heard.
Of what is to come.
They get him up, and they're like, oh, Your Holiness, what happened? Are you okay? The Pope just fucking gets up, shoves them all off of him, just stiff arms them off, and runs to his office. Runs out of the chapel, straight to his office, and composes the prayer to St. Michael.
Is his office a bit of a man cave?
I don't know what the Pope's office looks like. I hope it's like a sweet office, like on a top floor of something, but I feel like...
I hope this Leo has like signed White Sox jerseys.
He definitely... There's a Frank Thomas. Do you think Frank Thomas is low-key sending him his product?
He's got Blackhawks game use sticks overhead.
You think he's a hockey guy?
Oh, yeah.
If you're a White Sox fan...
They won 3 cups.
Yeah. If you're a White Sox fan, you're definitely like on the trashier side, which means you're definitely...
Which means you're a hockey fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leo, I think, is a Blackhawks fan. If he was a Cubs fan, I don't think he would be. But since he's a White Sox fan, yes.
Yeah, well, if he's a Cubs fan, he's at best a Blackhawks casual.
Mm-hmm.
But a White Sox fan, Yeah, that's
They get
hard.
down.
That's hard scrabble white guy.
Mm-hmm.
He is. And if you saw where he grew up, his childhood home looks exactly like the home of every single person in St. Louis who I've known their entire lives who's a huge blues fan. Just a real working class post World War II brick box of a home.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys, they spend all their child support on hockey gear.
Yeah, Panthers fans, we all have pools in our backyard.
Yeah, but that's not impressive for Florida.
Not in Florida.
Everyone has a fucking pool.
I know, but, you know.
You still have it. Yeah. So he runs in his office from the chapel, shoves everyone off him, writes the prayer to St. Michael. And his attendants the whole time are like, are you okay? Are you okay? And he's like, I must write right now. From 1886 to 1964, this prayer, on Leo's orders, was recited after low mass in the Catholic Church, although not incorporated into regular high mass or whatever. I'll read you the prayer.
Okay.
And you know who St. Michael is, right? The warrior angel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the bitch angel like Gabriel.
No, not the one who shows up to tell a 13-year-old she's pregnant.
Although Gabriel might be the one that got Mary pregnant, right?
I feel like Gabriel did the IVF.
He passed along the message.
Gabriel did the IVF.
He inserted the God semen.
Yeah. God couldn't be bothered to come down and do it himself.
He doesn't want to be seen as a pedophile.
No. The angels do the dirty work there. I mean, the angels killed the firstborn in Egypt.
It's fine if she gets pregnant as long as no one has sex with her. Same as like it's cool for a 16-year-old to get a boob job.
As long
as you don't sexualize her.
Yeah, which seems totally possible. Daddy, my Instagram's not growing. I just need absolute cannon titties.
How was that a thing in like the early 2000s? For their super sweet 16, they're just getting fucking cannons.
Dude, even if they're of age, I knew multiple girls whose high school graduation present was a fucking boob job.
It just, it doesn't seem like something the parents should provide.
I don't have a daughter, but I swear to God, if I did, and my daughter was like, I just want big fucking titties to celebrate my education. I'm like,
I want my shirts to fit better.
No.
What do you mean?
No.
That just seems like a purchase, a woman should make with her first paycheck.
Yeah. Yeah, instead of framing it, putting it in your office.
Work for it.
Frame it on your chest.
You shouldn't be, handed titties. You should have to earn them.
You should have to earn the titties. I agree. So this is the prayer. Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God, thrust into hell Satan and all the other evil spirits who prowl about the world, seeking the ruin of souls. Amen. So he writes that prayer after his vision. That prayer is then said at Mass for the next 80 years. When asked what happened, they still don't know what happened, by the way. So they're like, he writes this prayer, and they're still just like, what the fuck happened to you?
Yeah, they didn't really explain the vision.
Well, we'll get into it now. But he did all of this before explaining to anyone what happened. So when asked, he explained that as he was about to leave the foot of the altar, Leo XIII suddenly starts hearing voices.
Sure, yeah.
Now, actually, I didn't look this up. I'm looking right now. Can cocaine bring
Yes.
on schizophrenia?
LSD brings on all the schizophrenia.
Yeah, studies have shown drugs, particularly cannabis, cocaine, LSD, and amphetamines, can increase the risk of developing schizophrenia. It also can significantly impact individuals who are genetically predisposed or otherwise vulnerable to the condition.
So the Pope started to believe he was a glass of orange juice, and if you tipped him over, he would die. No.
It would be funny if, like, someone, you're talking about the classic, he did so much LSD, he thought he was a glass of orange juice. It'd be funny if someone was like, yeah, whatever, Kyle, and then, like, pushed him over.
And he died.
Not even just died, his shoulders pop off and all his innards just spill out.
All the blood just pours and fills the streets. Like, oh, he's right, I guess.
Oh, my God. I guess we should have believed him. It's his body. He knows better than us.
Or he has the ability and the superpower to just smash through walls like the Kool-Aid Man.
Also that. I don't get that ability. He's made of glass.
I know.
But he can do it.
Makes no sense.
Yeah.
He's going through a brick wall.
So Leo heard two voices. One kind and gentle. The other, guttural and harsh. And they seemed to come from near the tabernacle. As he listened, he heard the following conversation between the devil and God.
They do have some back and forth.
It's a very Job-esque conversation. Right?
Okay.
They gambled. Satan was like, hey, I bet you if you fuck that guy's life up, he won't believe in you anymore. And God was like, bet. Just killed his kids.
Yeah.
Killed his livestock.
The devil's the bad friend for God.
Yeah. God's fine. And then the devil, like, imagine you have like a super rich friend and he's a normal guy. He likes to drink, but he's like a normal guy. And then there's this one piece of shit friend who's also in the friend group who's constantly encouraging him to do horrible things with his money.
But he has a boat and he's fun.
Yeah. That's the devil and God. So Satan says, I can destroy your church. 75 to 100 years and a greater power over those who will give themselves over to my service. And God goes, you can? Then go ahead and do so.
Like the sea tribe, buddy.
He was like, all right, do it. Do it. And then Satan, of course, being the greedy little bitch that he is, goes, to do so, I need more time and more power.
Always moving the goalpost.
Always moving. Like, immediate goalpost move.
But I could do it now. Okay. All right. When I mean now, I mean 300 years.
75 to 100 was the timeline he gave. And the God's like, okay. And then he's like, give me more power, too. I need more power. And God's like, God being God, I guess, is like, how much time? How much power? And then Satan says, 75 to 100 years again. And God says, you will have the time. You will have the power. Do with them what you will. All what Leo allegedly overhears. God also permitted Satan to choose a single century in which to do his work, and Satan chose the 20th century.
Obviously.
Yeah. So at least Satan wasn't like, oh, okay, let's go 23rd. Let's go 23rd century. Yeah, I need to just get my ducks in a row.
Yeah, I don't think there's humans in like the 24th or 25th century. So,
well, what's even the point of this bet? If they both know that, God's just like, "Okay, just chill out. It's almost over." They got like 200.
Honestly, the 23rd century too.
Yeah,
I don't see us making it there.
It's just but God
as our current form.
Just leave him alone.
We're gonna be synths.
Gonna be singularity.
Unfortunately,
he chose the 20th century, and then God privately revealed the future events of the 20th century to Leo.
Okay.
So World War I, World War II. Not 9/11, that's 21st century.
Yeah.
Leo had no idea about 9/11.
But he called the two world wars?
Yeah, Kennedy getting his brains blown out. Everything fucking China and the Soviet Union did.
Like bar for bar.
Yeah.
It's like there will be a Kennedy.
Yep. Gotta think.
He will be addicted to pussy.
I hope he mentioned like Greg Maddox in there. I feel like he's a big part of the 20th century, but
yeah.
who knows?
the Toronto Blue Jays hitting the 93.
The walk-off.
Walk-off.
Was it not Dave Stewart, Dave Winfield, I think.
Wasn't Winfield.
It was Joe Carter. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Joe Carter, there you go. I don't know why I thought it was a Dave.
It's because your brain slid into another universe.
That's true. I was Mandela affected, and actually where I came from, it was Dave Winfield, and so I wasn't wrong. I just slid dimensions. So I wasn't wrong. The important thing is I wasn't wrong. And we can just skip over how I apparently slid through dimensions and just really focus on that I wasn't wrong. Anyone who I hate them. We've talked about
You change timelines.
Yeah.
The easiest way to gaslight somebody is to be like, actually, in my timeline, that didn't happen.
All you have to say to that, too, is to be like, oh, interesting. Well, we're not in your timeline anymore, so fuck you. I don't give a shit what happened in your fucking timeline.
We're going to slide into another timeline where we don't even have this fight.
Yeah. And I'd like to go there right now. So Leo also had a vision of demons being released from hell. And as the vision ended, he saw St. Michael charge in and drive them all back into hell. So again, this happened in 1884. Devil said he needed 75 to 100 years.
Michael's a brute. He's just an absolute hoss.
He's just there to swing a sword.
Mm-hmm. Which, how does an eyeball swing a sword?
Probably frighteningly. You're so distracted by the ball of eyeballs that you don't see the flaming sword coming at you. That would be a funny sketch, or like whatever, as if like, I don't know, like Gabriel was busy and like Michael had to go deliver the news to Mary. He's just like a moron. Like all he does is kill things. He's like, oh hey, okay, so
God has this package for you. Shit, I killed Mary.
Yeah.
And she's dead.
Oh, I got this load. God gave me this load for you. You're gonna have to take it. It's gonna suck, I guess, but it's fine.
You would think God's load, though, would be how they always talk about Superman and Lois Lane.
Yeah, the Mallrats conversation.
Yeah. He would just blow through her back.
There's no way in physics that he doesn't blow absolute, cannon loads. Unless they fuck under a red lamp. Because the red sun, he doesn't have powers under.
Or she has like a kryptonite pussy.
A kryptonite condom could also do it.
But then he's not getting hard.
That's true. He absolutely, if the kryptonite's too strong, he can't get his dick hard.
So the options are you'll blow off my lower body, or you will be pushing rope.
No, they got to get a red UV light. They need red UV rays.
Okay.
That's the only way. So if you ever want to know who's fucking Superman, just look for a bedroom that's bright red light coming out of it.
That's kind of a modern health trend going right now, is the UV light.
Like red or just any?
Any. The red rooms, though.
Okay.
Certainly.
Of course. Sure. Why not? So 75, this is where the Catholics really get, some Catholics, and you might join in on this. You know what 75 years from 1884 was? Seems innocuous, like an innocuous date, right? World War II was the 40s. Kennedy wasn't assassinated. The Cold War is going on.
It was 10 years before we went to the moon.
Yep. 10 years before we went to the moon. Actually, when did the Soviet Union get their first nuke? Get there.
Check it out. They never did. They never got there.
They got it in 49. Knew there was a 9 in there. No, you know what happened in 1959?
Oh, Vatican II.
Yep.
Vatican II happened. Of course. The thing that ruined the Catholic Church. He succeeded.
He did it. One of the first changes to come from Vatican II was the deletion of the Leonine prayers. Leonine as in Leo, which included the prayer to St. Michael.
Michael's the inside guy for the demons.
You think Michael's a double agent?
He could be.
He likes killing.
He's essentially a mercenary. Yeah, he's just doing it for both the love of the game, and he might be getting paid for it.
What do you pay him?
Silver.
Just at the ethereal bodega. He's just dropping silver.
Just slam a big old silver coin down.
A huge one.
Mm-hmm.
I like to hope, I like to picture, partly because of the haircut, that Michael looks like Javier Bardem in No Country for Old Men. He has a very cherubic haircut in that.
Okay.
So that's my Michael.
To me, Michael's more like Del Toro and Sicario.
Oh, high and tight?
Mm-hmm.
Just real pissed off all the time?
Silent killer.
Yeah. I love Del Toro. So, was Vatican II what Pope Leo was warning against? Was it? Was Satan predicting Vatican II? Or did Satan know something else about communism or Nazism or anything like that? Or were there more immediate political motives for saying that the church was under threat from Satan? Like maybe things happening in Leo's time.
What was happening? What was the biggest threat to the church in the 80s?
The Italian government completely occupied and took away the Vatican and the Papal States.
I don't care for that. Not one bit.
Yeah.
Really.
They yanked it. Pope Leo XIII was the first pope, I think maybe ever, to not rule over a like sovereign Vatican.
Yeah.
So the Italian government just fucking yanks it. And Pope Leo,
It's a bold move.
I know, right? Pope Leo, obviously,
Did the Swiss guards not defend it?
they didn't do their job.
The Swiss always stay neutral.
Yeah, that's true. Like, God, you people are fucking useless.
So when you actually try to go into conflict with the Swiss guard, their auto default is, sorry, I cannot swing this weapon.
It's actually very easy to kill the Pope because the Swiss guard's just like, well, I don't want to take a stance on this.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be neutral here. I'm gonna stay.
Yeah, I don't want to get involved in this. Seems like a lot. It's like I paid you to do this.
And we'll keep that in our banks.
Yeah. We will take whatever money comes out of this, certainly.
Whatever gold you have, I don't care what logo's on it.
Not important. Gold's a soft metal. You can stamp that out real easily.
Oh, melt it down.
Yeah. It'd be funny if they were too lazy, too,
I mean, there's definitely swastikas on
in Swiss banks right now.
gold bars in Switzerland right
Yeah.
now.
So Italy takes the Papal States. He was the first pope ever to not have control over the Papal States, which were dissolved in 1870. The papal residence at the Quirinal Palace had been converted to King Victor Emmanuel II of Italy's residence. He just took it over, kicked the Pope out. So the Pope was a little unhappy with what was going on presently with the church. So it really might not have had anything to do with Vatican II.
Maybe it's a call to rally the banners, you know?
I think kind of.
Another crusade.
Yeah,
against
kind
Italy.
of. He wanted like international outcry about the papacy getting Vatican City back.
Yeah. Be like, all right, let's get, you know, all the Eastern Europeans together. Let's get France.
Yeah. Now, you want to know what else is interesting about this vision? Now, I said earlier that Pope Leo was an intellectual guy, scientifically minded guy. You want to know who he was a big fan of? Jules Verne.
Okay.
So much so that he had a private audience with Verne and his family.
The Verne Man.
Yeah. So he liked sci-fi, did a lot of cocaine. He might have just written Dune. Did you not know that? Frank Herbert was an insane coke addict.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
That's what The Spice is.
This is a spice.
He
That
was,
makes more sense.
You didn't know? He was just, the whole time he wrote Dune, he was blasting lines.
Sure. I mean, every great writer at that time was.
That's why I've never made it. I got to start chopping up lines.
Yeah.
The Zin's not doing it.
No.
But yeah, Jules Verne. Big fan of him. So he liked sci-fi, did a lot of coke. There was an immediate political problem. And maybe he put on a little show. I don't know if he was into theater at all.
It all culminates into this. It makes sense. It adds up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you have the different factors coming together, the random vision makes way more sense.
Yeah. Also interesting to note, this is just side fun facts on Leo before we get out of here. Big fan of America, which is, I think, another reason Leo XIV chose his name.
Love that.
Loved America. He founded the Catholic University of America, which I think is in D.C., but I'm not.
I believe so as well.
Yeah. It's in Washington, D.C. He founded Catholic University of America, which...
So he just came over? Like on a fucking boat?
I don't know if he ever came to America.
But he founded it.
He founded it.
Like a spiritual founder?
I gave the money for it, I guess.
Okay.
Believe it or not, American newspapers, not a huge fan of that.
You don't say.
The American newspapers criticized Pope Leo, claiming he was attempting to gain control of public schools in America.
You know, he's got to.
I swear to God, there is a point in history where it branches off and Catholicism becomes normalized in America. But there is a time where things they say about Catholics and things they still say about Jews are the exact same.
To a degree. But also how it's funny back then, even then, they're like, man, they're trying to brainwash your children.
Yeah.
Don't send them to public school.
The public schools are brainwashing your fucking kids.
Keep them at home.
Yeah.
Where you'll homeschool your child and do 3 times the work. as you try to also do your normal ass job.
And then the worst thing that'll happen to your children is you murder-suicide your whole family because you can't fucking take it anymore.
Yeah. You don't want school shootings at a homeschool.
No, you really, really don't. Leo wasn't fully pro-America, though. He was against the Spanish-American War. What a dick. He didn't like that the U.S. occupied the Philippines.
Well, also Spain, big Catholic country.
Yeah, exactly. And America was a Protestant country. Although now I think we're mostly Catholic, even though we're still really kind of a Protestant country. And in 1902, he told then American governor of the Philippines, William Howard Taft, to eat shit because he wouldn't let the U.S. government buy land from Catholic friars in the Philippines. He was like, fuck off, fatty.
Do you think...
this is our land. But you got to think, though, Leo was pretty sensitive to governments taking Catholic land at that point. But yeah, that is the story of Pope Leo's prophecy for the doom of the church that may or may not...
He called Vatican II.
That's
what I want to believe.
That's
my narrative.
Vatican II was the devil's work.
He works in centuries. Or
Our plans are measured in centuries. Yeah. But Pope Leo had some immediate factors that may have caused the division, specifically cocaine and the fact that the Italian government stole all his land.
And he's down with sci-fi.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So that might have been one of the reasons as well.
Was he Italian himself?
Let me see, actually. I don't remember. I mean, fucking probably.
I imagine he was.
Yeah. If I had to guess, yes, he was Italian.
Damn, dude. Why did they take his land?
Taking his own shit. I think that king was just a dick. I don't know if it was the king that was killed by the anarchists or not.
Did you have to pay tribute to the Italian government?
Yeah, I think they were taxing him.
Fuck.
I think they were Italian king killed by anarchists. Yeah, I think they were taxing the shit out of him. No, it was Umberto. It was the guy before this. So I guess the other guy got in and was just like, fuck everyone.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all I got today on the prophecy of the Coke-Addled Pope.
I like that.
What'd you learn today?
There's so many prophecies of popes.
Yeah.
We did an episode on the other one. I forget what it was already. We did that on the Patreon, though.
Yeah. What'd you learn today?
I learned that Catholic University was created by an Italian pope.
To take over our public schools.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to brainwash the children.
Mm-hmm.
You know, really get our fucking roots into the American school system.
Our plans are measured in centuries, as they say.
Everyone does that now, though, you know?
What?
You know, Qatar funds a lot of stuff.
Yeah. We'll take money from anybody.
Yeah.
We don't care.
We just need the public funding.
We just need that fucking money. Who's today's Hitler?
I'm going to go with Vatican II. Just anyone that participated in Vatican II. Because church is way lamer.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with any of like the significant changes they made, but like the in mass stuff.
Well, like Latin.
It's just boring. You know, it's become friendlier. I don't like that.
I don't like that. We should be the scary church.
We should be scary. I should always feel, you know, the brimstone and fire.
Yep.
Beneath my toes.
You always gotta
actually do that. Like instead of, you know, heating the churches with a traditional heating system underneath the floors, it should just be,
like a portal to hell.
Not even a portal to hell, but just like maybe some coals.
You want to be in a Catholic church where you think at any given second the statue of Jesus on the cross at the front can just take its head and go and just look directly at you.
Yeah, it should be animated, come to life like a gargoyle. I know you're going to come after me for having such, you know, white trash TV shows as a child.
Oh, it's made out of stone, but then it's not. Raw, 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 raw.
Gargoyles ruled. Street Sharks ruled. They're bringing back Street Sharks, and I can't wait for your children to watch it.
There's just I won't allow it. I won't.
I'm gonna get them Street Shark and Gargoyle toys. Especially Finn. Finn seems to be the one that doesn't get anything.
Finn gets a lot of hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's going to get his own toys.
Okay.
And he's going to be the white trash child, I
God
think.
damn it.
Especially as the redhead.
He's already a redhead, dude. You can't fucking do that to him.
He's going to grow a mullet.
He already has one, kind of.
I'm going to really just kind of, mold this child into my own.
Yeah, I can tell. God damn it. But yeah, that's all I got for today.
Yeah, I liked it. Leo forever, man.
Leo,
I'm glad we have a new Leo. I like this Leo. I hope the current Leo gets, dabbles with some uppers.
some Coke wine. I need to find the advertisement he appeared in for the Coke wine.
Today's Churchill is the inventor of Coke wine.
It really is. I forgot his name. Marinari, I think. Something like that.
That guy ruled.
Angelo Marinari. I like that he just gave, like, the Pope was like, this shit is so good, dude. Here's a gold medal.
How did the Vatican get their land back?
It was just given back by the Italian government later.
Was it like Mussolini?
That
would be really funny.
No, actually. Let me check.
It's like, actually, he did a really cool thing. Gave the Vatican back.
Yeah. That would honestly win him some, oh my God, it was Mussolini.
Yes! Benito for the win.
I think. Yes. The government of Benito Mussolini formally restored and recognized the land of the Vatican as an independent sovereign state.
Good Catholic boy.
Yeah. Through the Lateran Treaty of 1929. Well, I have to rethink a lot about Mussolini now.
He didn't get everything wrong. Justice for Benito.
Yeah. We ride for Benito Mussolini in this podcast.
He was a bit of a stick man as well.
He was yes, he was. Unlike Hitler, who couldn't fuck anything,
Yeah,
Mussolini was
fucked everything.
laying it down. But he's Italian. The Italians and the French is just like, yeah,
That's just the custom for them.
yeah, they're just gonna throw down. Austrians and Germans, no. Brits, no.
You don't think Stalin was fucking?
I don't think not good.
Yeah.
Does he seem to you like he was laying good pipe at all?
No, it's probably efficient. It was like 30 seconds.
It was all for him.
Yeah.
That guy never went down on one chick in his entire life.
No foreplay, going in dry.
Yeah. Maybe spits on it, but
Comes in 20 to 30 seconds.
yeah,
couple bumps.
he's done. He's good. He doesn't care.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he's not laying good pipe at all. You know who I think was a very maybe not necessarily a good lay, but like maybe like Ben Franklin-esque, at least in his love of it, is Churchill.
Just because they're rotund.
Yeah. Just two drunken, silly, rotund men.
Smells like cigar.
Yeah. Like, it's not good sex, but he just wants it all the time.
Some chicks were probably reminded of their own fathers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So they're kind of into it.
Yeah. And Churchill's obviously munching box.
Yeah. He's, 18 drinks deep.
Yeah. We did an episode on that, right? His drinking.
So he'll be plunging into dips.
He's doing what the fuck ever. And then obviously FDR, perv.
Well, he's selfish. He would only get handies.
I think before the legs were a problem,
Before the polio.
he was slinging.
When did he get polio?
The better question is, when could he no longer walk?
Because I thought it was pretty young.
He was 39.
Oh, damn. So he was charismatic enough to be a,
He was
stick man in his own
No,
right.
young FDR was good looking. He's a Roosevelt. Look at this dude. I mean, like, Jesus Christ.
And his marriage to Eleanor was just kind of
Political
marriage.
This guy's slinging.
Oh yeah. Maybe he slang too much. That God had to literally cut him down.
Show this picture of FDR on the YouTube, because this is he is like shockingly good looking.
All right, send me that with the description and everything later.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, damn. Yeah, FDR was throwing for sure.
He's a hunk.
Yeah, Mussolini throwing, Churchill throwing, Hitler, Stalin, no.
I bet Truman threw it down too.
On his wife though, only in missionary, but he beat it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dropping bombs.
he did the job, and probably Truman was a dirty talker. He apparently had a filthy mouth.
Truman actually invented "You like that."
Did he invent good girl?
No, Truman would never drop Good Girl.
That seems like a LBJ line.
And then he'd drop fucking Jumbo down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
All right, that's all I got for today.
Yeah, check out patreon.com/softcorehistory. 2 additional episodes every week, Wednesday, Friday. And at this point, 3+ years of evergreen content.
Lots and lots of stuff on there. And then if you're not watching, if you're listening, subscribe to our YouTube.
YouTube.
Softcore
Just Softcore
History.
History on YouTube.
Check it out.
Yeah, views are down. I don't know why. Subscribers up, views down. Makes no sense.
The algorithm giveth and the algorithm taketh away.
So leave it on for the dogs. Go on the playlist on YouTube.
There's a million episodes on the YouTube.
Just
you can,
let it run, baby.
yeah, absolutely. Like if you leave your dog at home and just have a house sitter checking in over the weekend, like a dog sitter checking in over the weekend, just have that shit run.
I also manually go in. I know YouTube, for whatever reason, when you upload a video, it now inserts the 40 different ads. I go in, delete 36 of them. So I leave like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So we can get, some pennies.
8 pennies.
You
Yeah.
get a couple pennies every month.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got for Dan Regester. I'm Rob Fox.
You just got soft served.